Good morning, traders, and welcome to Flow with the Markets Wednesday. This time, I intentionally waited a little bit more to see how Tuesday is gonna go, so then I can give you even a better outlook of what could be happening during this week. So, as I told you during the weekly outlook and setups, we are having a week that does not have a lot of news, which usually results in cleanly moving markets and very nice moves. And we are having this so far, so really hope you are capitalizing on the week. I am having one of those very unlucky weeks where you get like stop losses, break evens, then the market reverses on you. And I've literally got stopped out by less than a pip on 2 trades, and then they run for like tens of hours. But it is what it is, like one of those weeks. And I just kind of feel tired already because it's like getting angry and stuff like this. But of course, we keep showing up. There are still, like today, overall 3 days to end the week strong. So let's see how we're gonna get going. So without further ado, you know how this video is going. There are no transitions, there is no anything. I just go on the charts, cover every single pair, have a look at what is happening, draw conclusions, and then of course we go on to the next one. So let's roll the intro and get started. All right, back on the charts. So let's get started with a Dixie. Of course, I'm not going to be looking at the news. Like if I just quickly go on the news, we don't have anything today. We had like a non-monetary policy ECB meeting that does look important, although it's a minor impact news. And then during the US session, we have those durable goods orders. That is medium impact as well. So nothing that is very important. So I do hope we're going to get some nice momentum during US. Now, starting with the Dixie, as you know, guys, again, I always give you scenarios. Like I see sometimes comments, like very rarely, but there is somebody gonna say like, yeah, your analysis didn't play out, or yes, weekly outlooks that never play out. Well, they do tend to play out, right? That I'm sure of. But again, it's not about playing out. It's not about me telling you what is gonna happen, but it's all about how you are going to perform as the live markets are going and as the market structure is changing and as pretty much the market sentiment is changing as well. Okay, so with that being said, the DXY, we had this very recent break of structure right there. That is a wick break, by the way. I am working on a video that is going to be looking in depth with wicks and body breaks, so stay tuned for that. But we had this wick break, and then the market retested the demand zone that caused that wick break. And then pretty much on Saturday, I told you, well, we can either push a little bit lower to fill in some of that remaining imbalance and maybe tap inside this lower zone right there, right? Or we're just going to keep pushing higher. First liquidity target was that weekly high right there. And then I told you from there, we got to see what is going to happen. Are we going to align bearish or are we going to continue going bullish? Okay, so pretty much that scenario played out. The market opened, whoop, targeted the liquidity. And of course, right now we have a brand new structure break to the upside. There we have a brand new structure break to the upside again. And you can see there was a little bit of trickery right there because the market came in and technically swept. So again, this is when you really consider whether this one is a break or a liquidity grab. I mean, it closed with a wick, immediately printed an opposite candle, and then again, the next candle immediately broke higher. Okay, so this is textbook liquidity grab. The most recent demand is this. The market is heavily bullish. It keeps pushing up, and I see like it took out this liquidity, so we should start expecting some sort of a pullback. But we are having extremely strong dollar right now. So again, keep longing until you're wrong. Forward lower low, forward higher low, forward higher high. The market is currently in the push phase. There is a little bit of imbalance right there, so that is something that we can expect to be filled. Dropping onto a 50-minute time frame, of course, we're going to drop our forward range from the low to the high. There is 50%. There is the imbalance, and currently market structure is not very nice. I mean, broke the high, took out Asian high, then aligned bearish right there. And since this bearish alignment, we have been making kind of lower highs and lower lows, but in a very choppy manner. Okay, so what I'm going to say is that on Dixie, I would expect a pullback. Like first target is Asian low. That is just about to be taken, hopefully. Second target is going to be the imbalance. Then, of course, third target is going to be the 50%. And as we drop inside this 50% here, I'm going to be looking for a 15-minute alignment bullish and then to potentially start going long towards that quality high. Okay, that's the plan. Very nice, very simple, bullish market overall. We're at a high. So let's wait for a little bit of a pullback and then a continuation. And of course, if the market decides not to pull back, because we just kind of had this little bit of a structure break right there, So then if the market decides to make a 50-minute TC here, then of course TC and keep flowing with the markets. Okay, so there are your two intraday scenarios that I would expect to happen. Let's see. And of course, a third one is always something random or like a complete violation of this zone. That is possible. So of course, guys, just wait for the market to show you what it wants to do and you flow with it. It's not about forecasting and calling setups. Euro USD, again, two scenarios in this one. I was either looking for it to take all of these flat highs and push us deeper into the forward supply, or similar to the Dixie, just to break lower and continue lower. And of course, the market opened and it just flushed to the downside big time, right? So it opened, flushed lower, then it pulls back and flushed lower again. So if we just focus on the most recent ranges, there is the last break of structure, there is the last demand zone, and rather unlucky because there was one short trade that I took and I got stopped out by the pipette. And then pretty much, I think, yeah, it should be this one. So I probably took a short from here and targeting like the lows, but of course the market stopped me out. And then we have high to low right now. So there is our 50% range. There is our imbalance, very similar to the Dixie. We should be potentially looking for a pullback, tap the 50%, tap the imbalance, and then a drop. But again, knowing the conditions nowadays, the market does not tend to pull back that much. So you can see like Asian range high is taken, the market rejected. Currently, we are sitting inside this range right there because we took out the low, and then from here we aligned bullish right there, and then we have like a push, a pullback. Then this here is a valid higher low formation. There is another structure break. So currently there is a long setup going on that I'm actually into this long. Although I am most likely not going to be trading Euro USD anymore because I've been getting deeper into GU and the indices, and they move much better, provide much better opportunities, much better risk to reward ratio. So I'm probably going to be dumping EU, which is kind of an old love of mine, but it is what it is, right? So my expectation, pushing into that 50%, pushing into the imbalance, and then of course look for alignment for a continuation lower. Maybe the market right now decides to TC down, so then of course we can continue trading it to the downside, right? Those are pretty much the two scenarios. But if the DXY decides to initiate that bearish pullback, and of course EU decides to push up, that is pretty much where I will be looking to see the market come in. 50% imbalance, hopefully even the zone, and then from there bearish alignment and continuation lower. So yeah, pretty much, where is my trade that I took? Yeah, my trade was taken from here, and yeah, so pretty much very tight stop loss. I had the trade running right there, and my stop loss was immediately above this candle high on the 50-minute. There was a bigger range on the 30-minute, so that was the 30-minute range, but I did trade from the 50-minute range, and I got swept right there, and then the market just dumped like crazy, and I have I have two situations like this week. This is one and another one on US 30. So rather painful, but it is what it is. So that is EU. Now with the JPYs, not much of a development. So you can see like EJ, I was either looking for a drop or maybe for it to come and take out this liquidity high, because this high failed to cause a low. So I thought it could be liquidity, but no, the market opened and it just very slowly is kind of making its way to the downside. So right now, the focus, guys, is on the USD pairs. Like if I just have a look at this one, yeah, Friday came in, then Monday chops around, pushes down, chop, TC down, TC up, TC down, TC up. No. So again, if you just want my honest opinion, go focus. Much better to trade EU right now rather than EJ. Again, same range, folly high, folly low, pulls back. So of course the expectation is for the market to continue breaking the lows right there, which is the lower low. But of course I see that it's struggling to do so. So once again, be careful and don't get messed up exactly in the middle of the range. Right now, it's not a good positioning to trade, okay? Unlike, for example, EU, that is clearly trending to the downside. It is clearly right now at a lower low, and we can be expecting a lower high. Therefore, we try to go long, right? Euro JPY makes no sense. Aussie dollar, let's have a look. On the 4H, we had this folly high, and this is also daily alignment right there. So daily high, daily low, folly high, folly low. Pulls back beautiful to the 50%, fills in the imbalance. Then, of course, the market was opening here. And I said that we could potentially push a little bit higher to grab more liquidity and reverse lower, or just open and make a little downtrend to the downside and take out the low, which is technically what happened. So we have a brand new structure break right there, but you can see it happened in a very slow fashion. Like it opened, it chop on Monday, Tuesday, wick down, then chop, and then finally broke today, right? Finally broke today in the morning. So yeah, you can see intraday, like the Aussies, I stopped trading the Aussie for a very long time right now. You can see during the day, like takes Asian low, lower low, then takes the high, then takes the low, then chops again, then takes the low, then takes the high again, then chops again. All right, I don't like it. I don't like it. So right now, just basing it on the hard time frame analysis, we're having a follow breakup structure. I would say that the lower high is here. That is the lower high according to me, and that is going to be our range. There is no imbalance, which is not a good thing. So there is no imbalance, so we could be expecting potentially some sort of liquidity to be taken. And if I just jump on a 50-minute time frame, well, the only liquidity into the zone is this guy, which is the Asian high from today. So right now, I mean, similar to EU, it's at the lower low and taking out the Asian low, taking out the previous daily low, and it has aligned bullish just right now. Not the cleanest alignment. I hope to see like one more body break or something, but again, if it breaks above, pulls back, and then of course you can be looking for this market to go to above the 50% and into the zone, and then from there look to take a short trade. All right. So that's the Aussie, and I mean it's bearish right now, but it's taking a lot of liquidity. So it took out this low, it took out that low. It's tapping inside a demand zone right there. That is pretty strong. So I would expect a little bit of a rebound. It actually did it take this demand zone? No, it looks like it actually held to the pip from it. So I would expect some sort of a rebound from here, but of course, let's see. Okay, let's see, because the market is very crazy right now, and it just tends to, like, you see, kind of wick the high, and right now it might just decide to align bearish and continue flushing lower. So again, guys, flow with the 15-minute and don't get too forecasty and like trying to push the market into the highs and do all of this stuff. No, just flow with it and listen to what it tells you. Aussie JPY most likely not tradable. Yeah, I mean, after it broke this massive range, remember we were in a big range for a very long time, took the high, then it made that TC down, then it pulls back, and right now it's once again making a very slow kind of way to the downside. Of course, this is a likely liquidity target, a follow breakup structure lower. But yeah, if I just jump on a 50-minute time frame, it's probably gonna be tough. I mean, yeah, I mean, look at this right now. So this is something that you don't want to trade. And even in the previous days, like it starts bearish, then it holds here, then it pushes up, then once again, I don't like it. So once again, guys, the JPYs right now are most likely not gonna be good because of USD JPY most likely. So NZD USD. So yeah, this one was a little bit tricky because we had this follow breakdown and a follow breakup. So I had two scenarios on this one. We're either gonna hold from this demand and push up, or we're either gonna, what is it? Yeah, make a downtrend and just crush lower. So the lower scenario is more favorable just because everything else is flushing. But you can see we're still maintaining that demand zone right there. So again, immediately when I see this, it makes NZD/USD not a very good tradable pair, right? Because again, it kind of took out the high, and then again, you can see it's just chopping around. There is no clear forward direction, like daily is bearish, tapping inside daily supply, but then the forward took out this high. It's a wick break, which can definitely give us more of a short bias, right? So if you intraday manage to get some shorts, I'm absolutely up for it. But again, just looking at how it's playing out with all these choppiness, not very good. So again, guys, I think a good skill that we should all try to master is knowing also what to trade and when to trade it. So of course, if you are, let's say, for example, only trading Aussie dollar, and Aussie dollar is choppy as hell, then of course you go trade something else, or you don't trade at all, right? So NZD yen, you can see that this one is actually pretty strong. I mean, I was expecting a deeper pullback, an imbalance fill, but this one just opened and whoop, made a new high. So definitely the NZD is very strong. So yeah, we have a push, we have a pullback, and right now, of course, we need to adapt. There is the brand new demand zone. The market is tapping into demand zone. So this is actually looking like a good idea right there. Took out the Asian low and it aligned bullish exactly right there. It's a bullish candle. Let me check it out. Yes, this one is a valid. Yeah, this one is a valid lower high, lower low, higher high, retest, long, pullback. This one moves much better than EU. Like EU right now has exactly the same market structure. Like if I just push to EU, exactly the same market structure, and it doesn't want to push up, right? NZD JPY just came in, took the high, it's already making a hard high. GU also made a very big push, and it's only EU that doesn't make a move, right? So the more I trade this pair and the more I get into indices and other pairs, the more I start to hate it. But yes, right now we're having a bullish range right there. There is the most recent higher low formation. So if you do believe that NZD JPY is going to go higher, well, of course, wait for that new range retest. And then, of course, continue going higher, targeting potentially the Asian high. So very simple outlook. Looks actually pretty good. The question is, yeah, are we going to be going for a new fall high? Or are we going to be maybe making a daily pullback? Because on the daily, it's very likely a little bit high. Let's see. And of course, guys, flow with the markets. Right now, longs do make sense on NZD JPY. And yes, UJ, as you can see, I was either expecting I was definitely expecting for it to take out the high. And then of course the question is what happens afterwards? And are we gonna like reverse lower? Are we gonna keep pushing higher? Well, it's a USD pair, so it keeps pushing higher. And it's kind of pushing higher right now and not in a very nice manner. You can potentially take this one as a structure break, and then you can say that this one is a demand zone. You can definitely do that. Tapped inside, and yeah, technically we're still in. I really don't like this. I really don't like this wick right there. But yeah, it's currently maybe headed for this high right there. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, the last 2 days, like Monday was really good. It just opened and it just nicely made its way higher. But then yesterday, took out the high, took out the low, and then it just chops all day, pushes up, chop all day. Today it also chops, right? So currently between this low and this high, very tricky. I did say that we have a lot of moves, but the only moves we have is on the USD pairs. And they are just dumping like crazy. You can see the JPYs are not moving very nice. The Aussie and NZDs are also not moving very nice. So this is what we have currently on UJ. I mean, bullish range, but formed in a very shitty manner. And it took out Asian high, came back for a little bit of a retest. Like the last alignment is here. If you want to take a quick long, something like this, if it's possible. But again, just looking at it, it doesn't give me like clear bias and clear feeling. So not really looking to trade it. UK and Swiss franc, not trading these as well. Really trying to cut my pairs and actually replace. Like I'm definitely going to be replacing EU. Now GU. GU yesterday, complete chop. Today also took out the low, took out the high, and again took out the high, and right now it looks like it wants to align bearish, but nothing really nice. On Monday I was looking to short this boy, but after it actually made the trend change on the lower time frame, it didn't pull back, and again I was left without this move. So again, this week is all about setups like that. Either no entry or a break even or get stopped out by a wick and then it reverses. It is what it is. But GU on the 4-hourly time frame is just crushing the lows, and it keeps making lows, and there is nothing valid. Like still we are, so yeah, currently if I just update all of this, currently this is according to me the lower high, right? And everything right there is still part of one push. Keeps making its way to the lows, right? It just keeps pushing down without a stop. So that's it. And it's pretty hard to determine right now what the 50-minute is doing. Yesterday just pushed down and it chopped all day. I was looking to short it from this zone, but it didn't pull back. Then it just continued dropping lower. And today kind of the same. Chops around, take out low, take out the high. Not very clear. And again, keep in mind the market is very low right now and the pushes have already happened. So again, the lower it gets, the choppier it will get. Like if we trade it from here, like the short, like even from all the way up there, this short right there, it's so good. But right now, the lower it gets, it's going to get choppier. It's going to start accumulating and distributing. And maybe we can have a pullback anytime soon. But again, as long as it keeps going lower, you keep flowing with it. Okay, so that's GU right now. I have no analysis. I just want to wait, right? So like the most recent thing that happened is a break of structure higher. And right now, I am going to be looking for a trend change down. And then maybe we try to take a short towards that current daily low. Or just, again, wait to see what's going to happen. I am awaiting a potential pullback on the daily and on the 4H. But again, until we start having a clean bullish market on the 15 minutes so that you can actually see. Because right now, like if you're trying to catch the bottom, well, you cannot really because the market is just moving down, right? If you want to catch a bottom, then at least wait for the market to start doing something like this on the 15 minutes. So you actually see that it's bullish, right? Have you seen it bullish anywhere here? Maybe just for a little bit. But again, I tell you to wait for a trend like this to happen, to really see that the pullback is happening. Like maybe like a trend change, a structure break, then maybe another structure break. Because what we have so far is like some days the market just comes in and like, for example, here makes a trend change, but then it reverses, right? Maybe here it made a trend change, but then it reversed, right? Maybe here made a trend change, but it reversed. So again, wait. If you try to catch the bottom, which again, you should not. I keep trying to short this, but again, it keeps running away. Wait for a clear trend to be established. So nothing much to say on Geo right now, just in a massive lower low. And the 15-minute is a little bit tricky the yesterday and today as well. GJ also, like again, I was either expecting a pullback or a drop lower. It does look like it's dropping lower, but in a very shitty manner. It's very close to this low right there. So let's see. I mean, if you want to take a short trade, you could do that. But again, just look at the price action. Opens like wicks up and down, up and down, up and down. Again, it depends really on your approach. But with my approach, this one is definitely not tradable. Right there. So again, right now, took out the high, pulls back, took out the high again. So if you want to look for a bearish alignment, then you have to wait for this one to break, retest, and then target that low. And then after this low is taken on the 4H, then we can start expecting a pullback. But looking at this overall move right there, there is no imbalance at all. There is no momentum. So again, after this low is taken, the market could either impulse and take out the next low, or it can kind of initiate another choppy pullback, or it might actually come in and take out a high. Because when there is no imbalance, what I've spotted is that it usually goes to take some sort of liquidity. So is it going to be the high right there? We're going to see. So far, short bias until we take out this low. And of course, if you can take a short towards this low, that is going to be a good idea. Goats, so yeah, goat fulfilling our targets overall. I was more bearish than bullish, but again, you can see it didn't give a pullback and it just opened on Monday. And since Monday, it just dropped all the way to the targets. It's just dropped. So if you're looking for folly pullbacks, well, I'm sorry, but no folly pullbacks. But very happy to see that the target was actually achieved. I told you that if the DXY like goes bullish overall, you have to watch out. Then gold is gonna go bearish, and I still observed a potential bullish scenario on gold, right? Because the daily kind of shifted a little bit bullish, but again, the Dixie pumped up, so gold followed to the downside, right? And I mean, yes, on the 50-minute time frame, this one is nice, but again, I just don't like the way it moves on the 50-minute. This is why I'm not trading it, right? Tends to grab a lot of liquidity, and again, if you like going against structure, I mean, gold could be really good for you, right? Because it does a lot of liquidity grabs. Like it breaks lower, and then it goes to break higher, and yeah, then it just breaks lower, right? This morning again, like it broke higher, then it broke lower, just continues going lower. Right now it's very choppy, by the way, but again, this one requires a slightly different approach, hence why, again, I've tested gold, I've tried it, it just doesn't work for me, right? So I don't trade it, but I like analyzing it for you guys. So again, right now just bearish at a lower low, taking lots of liquidity. So once again, in order, if you want to be taking any sort of shorts, then wait for some sort of liquidity to be taken to the upside. Okay, so maybe wait for New York, come in, take out Asian high, and then I would personally look for an alignment, but knowing gold does not align. Gold is just gonna come take in the high and then reverse. So if you can work your way around liquidity and then entering with a confirmation of the lower time frames, then of course you're gonna be good. Okay, so that's gold, bearish, looking for continuations. US 30, so I was expecting a deeper pullback, but no, it opened. And again, guys, it's all about the flow. So the market opened and it just broke structure lower. So I was immediately short, not expecting this big of a pullback. It came in from this supply, and this is where I took my short. And of course, my liquidity target is met. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful development on US 30. And yeah, this week I am a little bit, well, not sad, but just kind of feeling a little bit down. Because there were some great moves, but again, like on one of the days, which day was it? Like it was this day right there. I wanted, I was looking, I had everything open and I was looking to short with this one, but again, it just ran out without an entry right there. I was ready right there, but again, was looking on the 1 minute or the 5 minute, it just ran off to the target. Then this one right there, yesterday, I kept shorting it, and yesterday it was, I don't want to blame my broker, but again, I literally had my stop loss right there, right? And it just pinged me out. Like if I actually, let me try to open Discord, and because I share it actually in the chat somewhere, there is US 30. Give me a second. Yeah, so there is my trade, right? You can see I had the 2 trades on this one shorting US 30, and my stop loss was kind of above right there, so maybe I placed it too tight, maybe it's the broker, but I just literally came in. It's not even a pipette right there, and then of course you saw the market just dumped, and I was gonna leave this one to run, but of course got stopped out exactly right there on the pipette, and then it ran to target. So one trader like this was on EU, missed this one was the next one. So again, guys, it's not always nice, but it is what it is right now. Taking out massive lows, and the most recent, so if I delete everything, yeah, the most recent break is right there, and we're having this as a supply zone. This is our range. We do have a little bit of imbalance that we're currently filling in, that is already filled. So I am once again short bias. The question is, are we going to come in all the way up to the hourly supply, or are we going to start right now aligning a little bit bearish from here? I would personally like to see a little bit of a pullback, and like we took out this high right there, we took out this high, and there's liquidity. And right now, is it gonna push a little bit higher, maybe take out this high, maybe come and even take out this high right there? I would love to see that. But once again, if it starts nicely trending lower and aligning bearish, then of course go with it, okay? But after all of these massive drops, so like this week we just opened, like even from last week, massive push, consolidated, then we have one massive push this week, it pulled back, then another massive drop yesterday. So it doesn't make a lot of sense for it to make one more yet drop right now without taking much liquidity. But still, we filled imbalance, we took out a high. So if I start seeing it right now aligning very nicely bearish, I would love to take a short, but I would really love to also see it a little bit higher to also take a nice short. So let's see. I keep showing up, I keep executing, and of course I know all of those losses are going to be brought back. But again, guys, sometimes you're just unlucky, and it's not the market, it's you. Take responsibility, right? Nasdaq. I also took a break even on Nasdaq, and I think, yeah, I took a loss today as well on Nasdaq. So yeah, it's just break even, losses, and shitty trades. But there is my outlook: break of structure, retest, and flush to the target. Like, isn't this spot on? It's just amazing. But once again, I mean, it's not about, like, the second thing I want to say is that it's not about forecasting, because here I could be right. The market, yes, it went down, but I didn't make money on the move. And I do believe at the end of the day, that is the important thing about trading. So yeah, right now we're making a lower low. There is the most recent supply zone. The market is currently in a little bit of a pullback. We could be expecting a potential 50%. And yes, right now we have bullish alignment on the 50-minute from here. Bullish, bullish, bullish. So right now, again, the question is, are we going to start aligning bearish from here and push lower, or are we going to climb a little bit higher and then start going bearish from there? So those are my two scenarios on Nasdaq. Very nice, very simple. I am just bullish. Now, again, the question is, from where are we going to short? Preferably, I always do tend to wait for, I do trade it on London as well, but usually New York Open and the New York Stock Exchange Open is when the move really happens. Like, for example, you can see yesterday in New York, I took the US 30 short right there, and US 30 was the only one that actually did not cause the trend change, but it wicked me out. Right then I was looking for this one to take a short, but yeah, by the time you actually start looking for it, it's already down, right? And I did take a break even right here. I was short on this one right there, but yeah, I probably got a bigger stop loss, because probably something like this, because I reached 2R, I went break even, and I was most likely looking for the market to go lower, but yeah, this one hit break even, and then it reversed, right? So again, it is what it is. That's Nasdaq. Bearish, again, is it going to go short from here? Monitor your middle time frame, which could be like 15, 30 minute, 1 hour, whatever your strategy says. And if it's aligns bearish, then we keep going lower. SPX, exactly the same. So again, the two scenarios in this one was a retest and a flush, or like for a deeper pullback. Well, no, right now the indices are just dropping like crazy. We just came back to retest, massive break of structure lower, and have the supply high to low, pulling back. There is imbalance right there that is being filled. There's our 50%. So once again, like, we have to just wait right now. The market is exactly in the middle of nowhere. It did make a bullish alignment even on the 30-minute, like Nasdaq. They all made a 30-minute bullish alignment right now. So I would be looking once again like for a nice trending market down to start shorting it, or hopefully get us inside that fall zone and then short from there. So those are the two situations on the indices. Nothing more to say, just beautiful bearish trend. I really do hope you capitalized. And like you can see, once again, US 30 wicked, did not wick, but all of them wicked, right? So again, guys, in terms of stop losses, always give breathing room. Like, don't refine them, cut all that two pip stop loss BS. It doesn't work long term. Somebody can come in, show you a trading view chart with a 2 pip stop loss and 10-hour profit. Tell him to show you live execution. He's most likely not gonna have it, right? So those are the indices. Very bearish, very nice. And cryptos, I don't really care about cryptos right now. I started buying some stocks right now because it's a very good time. Now, just to once again recap, you can see again, as I told you, right? Yes, the DXY looked like it wanted to go down, but no, it just aligns bullish and it keeps going bullish, right? So again, flow with the markets. I could have told you, yes, the market is gonna go down, tap 50% and go. Well, no, the market aligns bullish, and right now it's most likely gonna go for the daily high. Euro USD gave me a stop loss, the bastard. Again, aligned bullish. Looks like very good in terms of the macro bias. You'd think it's gonna go 50% in imbalance, but no, it just comes in, reacted, stop loss, and it's continuing going down. When it comes to Aussies and the JPYs and the NZDs, I don't like them. I don't like them. USD JPY also kind of a little bit tricky. It's still very bullish, but the fall range is very tough. So again, keep longing it until you start seeing a clean downtrend, right? So if you're looking for reversals, right, on any pair, just wait for the market to start looking like that. Okay, don't just wait for like for this, for example. Oh, trend change, I'm gonna go short. Well, no, a trend change does not mean downtrend and a reversal. Okay, USD CAD looks like, yeah, this pair I tried it. I just don't like this one. I don't like that. There are some pairs. USD Swissy, look at that. This looks like a beautiful stock right there, going on massively to the upside. But again, USD Swiss, I also don't like it because it's very, I don't see any consistency. One day it's chopping like crazy, then the other day taking out highs and lows, then the other day just impulses up without any clear trades. I don't like it, right? Pounds, amazing, right? But very low right now. So let's see if it's going to continue lower or if it's going to start any pullback anytime soon. Again, keep flowing with the market. But again, in order to take a short, make sure to wait for some sort of liquidity to be taken to the upside. And indices, short, right? Gold is short, indices are short. Just wait for that trend, wait for that setup, and go for it. Well, guys, that's from me. Hopefully, short video just to give you a little bit of an alignment of what is happening right now. Tough week for me so far. September, I am most likely gonna close losing if I don't get a very big hit, a very big take profit in the next 2 days. Of course, I'm gonna keep showing up and try to look for that. But again, trade safe, manage risk, keep showing up. You never know when the setup is gonna come in, and of course, always think in terms of sustainability and long-term thinking, not tight stop losses, not like over trading and doing all of that stuff. So yes, wishing you an incredible week ahead of you, and an incredible remaining of your week. See you on Saturday for sure, and maybe I'm gonna be publishing a new YouTube video, but most likely I'm gonna be doing that from October because I'm currently preparing and scripting all that stuff, and I'm gonna be going bigger on that very soon. So take care, guys, and talk to you on Saturday.